Okay, I've decided, suddenly and without prompting, that paper towels would maybe be a good idea. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. Wow, awesome. Here I go. So, a while back, I found this box of tiles. They're about 5 by 5 inches at an old secondhand store. I figured I could do something with those. So I'm going to paint on them. I'm going to do something that I've never actually done before. So it's going to be a ride. So come along with me. Okay. So, big reveal time. I'm going to be attempting some pendulum painting. However, full disclosure, this is not something I've ever done before, but I did do about 5 to 15 minutes of research before doing this whole dive in head first thing. So it'll be fine. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some pouring medium, this old container I got here, and that will have 2 ingredients, water and glue. Most importantly, a refreshing beverage. Don't get those mixed up. I'm going to do this in a ratio of approximately 3 parts glue, 2 parts water. I'm mostly just going to be eyeballing this, but I'll go until I'm about 2/3 of the way up. Or wait, no, that can't possibly be right. Pour this until I get to about 15 ounces. There we go. 15 ounces. Oops. Because as we all know, 3 times 5 is 15. Zero this thing out again, and we'll add 10 ounces of water. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 10.08, but it'll be fine. Then, put my cap on here. Give this thing a good shake. It's actually a very nice day out today. So I feel like that's mostly mixed up. Take a good look at that. I don't know, that's kind of watery looking to me. I don't know if watery is good or more thick is good for this sort of thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, let me do a little reset up here and then see you in a minute. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do, because these tiles have a very glossy ceramic surface, there's not a lot for the paint to grab onto. So I'm going to apply some of this transparent acrylic gesso that I make. Okay, cool. So that was all of those. The box is now empty. Oops. So I'm going to let these dry and wash out this paint before it dries, and then be right back. Okay, so I've gone and I've taken my pouring container, which is actually just this red Solo cup, and I've gone and with my box cutter here, I have cut a tiny little hole right there in the bottom of the cup, and I have no idea if that's an appropriate sized hole, if it's too big, too small, I don't know, for pouring out of, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna cover that up with the tape here in a second so nothing leaks out of it, and then we'll see. Alright, see, now I've got it covered up with tape so it hopefully doesn't leak until I want it to, and then I can just, you know, rip that off when I decide to start pouring. For my string of my pendulum, I'm going to be using this 12-pound fishing line. I'm going to loop it all around and cut some holes in the top of this cup here, maybe 3, and I'm going to string it up by that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so basically what I've got here is this little setup on the back of my truck. See, I've got the cup there dangling. I've got it suspended on this fishing line on this hook on the bottom of my tripod here. This is actually my painting easel. That little hook there is for hanging the bag that it goes in on it while you're painting. But for today, it is my tripod, and hopefully that's going to work out real well. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it's going to be fun. All right, so now that I've got this going, got my cup here, I've got my black paint, my pouring medium, I'm going to do a quick test right here on this old piece of cardboard to make sure everything's good. Actually, come to think of it, haven't got a whole lot of black paint, so I'm just going to dive right in. I have 44 sets of 4 of these here tiles. All the gesso's dried on them now, and maybe you could even hear it, but there's like there's more of a sandpapery texture to it, so paint should stick to it better now than when it was just the bare acrylic. Ceramic tiles. Yeah. Here's what I gotta do. I got my thing here zeroed out. Got my black paint, and I've got my pouring medium. And what I will do, I will measure out about a 70-40% ratio with this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's about 7 ounces, you know, a little more. 7.14 ounces, okay? And then the rest will be black paint up to 10 ounces. So here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10. That's about 10 ounces. Okay, put my lid back on here. And I'll take one of my mixing sticks, and I'll just mix that up real good. I don't really need this anymore, so I'm gonna turn this off and move it to the side. Way over there. Don't need it. There we go, and we're starting to see that color come out there. Just gonna keep mixing that up until I feel like it's good enough. And if this is too thin, then I will thicken up the pouring medium for the next batch, or before I do the next one. Okay, and I think that's pretty well and good stirred, mixed up. Okay, set that right there. All right, here we go. Now that I got that hanging like that, that's got some good weight to it. I feel like that line is pretty tight. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate that ever so slightly. I hang it on that hook. Okay. And then I've got this piece of tape ready to pull when I'm ready to start going, you know? The common sense part of me says that I should do a test first to make sure this will work out. But the rest of me is kind of just like, just go for it, you know? Seeing as I have 44 of these tiles, I might as well go ahead and do a test run just on these first ones. I'll leave this cardboard right here. Okay, so these, here we go. I'm gonna set these out pattern. Take 4 of them. I'm gonna give them a little bit of space in between. Then I'm gonna take my cup full of paint here, and I'm gonna reposition this to right about the center. So when it's hanging still, these are just about in the center of that cup. And that is right about, I think, there. Doesn't have to be perfect. It'll be fine. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is, now, I'm not nervous. Who do you think you're talking to? Go like this. Perfect. Alright, and rip that sucker off. Ooh, I don't see much flow coming out of there, so what I'm gonna do. That is very gloopy. That's very blah 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 blah. I feel like it maybe needs to be runnier. Yeah, definitely gonna have to make that runnier. Okay. So, slap a piece of tape on the bottom there. We're gonna reset this. Okay, stop and start. Okay, so I'm not going to bother setting up new ones. Oop, that's already leaking out of there. I'm a professional, you can tell. What I did was I went ahead and added 2 more ounces of water to the cup, and we'll see if that makes a difference. And I'm just going to go ahead and start a new test now. Okay, yeah, that's much better. That's just a straight spiral, though. Okay. Okay. I mean, given this is my first attempt, I feel like that's not the worst way that that could have gone down. So let me just go like that, catch it, and then I'll reset and I'll try again. Alright, now I'm just going to take these. Okay, I've decided, suddenly and without prompting, that paper towels would maybe be a good idea. So I'm going to go do that real quick. Alright. Preemptively preparing some, some of these paper towels. Okay, Okay, here we go. Set that on there, set that there. Okay, attempt number 2. Okay, this one's definitely making some better lines, I'll tell you that much. Let's see what this one's doing now. I got a few drips coming off the side of the cup because I didn't have it in a super great angle, but okay, now it's just going in a straight line back and forth. So I catch it. Awesome. Alright. Well, that one did something. Yeah? Okay. Let's try. Let's do again. You know, if I was a smart person, I would just use this roll of perfectly good paper and just roll it down. If I was a smart person, I would do that. If only I had the sense to use the tools at my disposal. Anyway. Okay, cool. Okay, number 3. Here we go. How this goes. Oh, we got a little spot there, but oh well. Oh, we got a lot of spots on that one. Okay. Maybe. Wait till it gets to about right there. And we catch it. Okay. I'm going to speed run these. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. Alright, here we go. Number 4. And go. Nice. I'm liking this one so far. Here we go. Oh, I think it's going to start making a straight line pretty soon. I'm going to have to... And now it's going back and forth. There we go. Fun. Okay. Number 5. Alright, for this one I'm going with sort of like a brick lay pattern to see what, maybe that'll be cool, you know? I'm basically just playing around at this point. That's all I'm doing. I'm just messing around, having fun. Alright, here we go. Okay. I see what's happening. We're getting sort of to the bottom of the cup. And so it's blah, 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 blah. No, the water didn't go down that far. Okay. That's what happened. Okay. But I suppose I'll just go ahead and I will scoop that up. Okay. But overall, could be worse. Stop. Okay. Okay. So, I went ahead and cleaned it up. I wiped all this cup off, and I did this. I put a new piece of tape on there. So, I think I figured out maybe a better way to do this, rather than just catching it in the cup and trying to do like that, because I ended up getting a lot of gloopy bits because paint would drip off the sides of the cup and such. So I think this time I'm just going to catch it and I'm going to pour it back into this cup here, and then I'm going to wipe it off and put a new piece of tape on there. I'm going to have to redo the tape every single time It's going to take a little bit more time, but I think the results will be better. Alright, and so now I've got what's in this cup. It's all mixed up. And I'm going to go ahead and try this bricolage pattern one more time to see if I can maybe get a better result. And then we'll see how this goes. Alright. That's good. Here's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Now then, here's what I'm going to do. And 3, 2, 1, go. Alright! That's better, I think, maybe. The wind is maybe what's causing that, because I'm doing this outside. Maybe the wind is what's causing those little gloops there. But, here we go. And... well, I got a little bit of a bleep there, but for the most part, I feel like I caught that pretty well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour it back into this cup now. Awesome. And I should have prepared a paper towel beforehand, but I'm not very... forward thinking, so I, you know, didn't. I think that's good, and I didn't prepare a piece of tape either. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rip one off. There we go. We're going to cover up that right there, and then boom, we're ready to reset. Perfect. Okay, I feel like that was a pretty good one. Alright, I think I might go back to doing just the square pattern after this one though. I'm not sure how I liked this one. This time, I have prepared the tape and the paper towel in advance. I learn sometimes. Okay, here we go. I think this might be the last one I have enough paint for, and then I'll have to mix some more. And this will be my 7th trial. Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to spin it the other way this time. Okay, here we go. Regardless of whether or not my results are all that great, this is just fun to do, you know? I will admit, it's a bit messy and tedious having to reset after every single one, but it is fun. Alright, here we go. And I think I'm going to call that one right about there. Pour what little paint was left in there back into this cup. Not sure there's really enough left to do another one, so instead, I'm just going to go ahead and I think I got to mix up some more pouring paint. Okay, you might be asking yourself, Boaz, how come you're not just using a new cup every time? Well, that's because I didn't have any hooks, so I had to like cut and string this thing up, and it's too much of a hassle to do that again and again and again, so I'm just using the same cup. Maybe, if I ever try this again at a later date, I will be a bit more prepared, and I will gather up the proper materials. But for now, set that there for safekeeping. Set this over here. Set these aside to dry. Yeah? Okay, for anyone who missed it, here's the recipe. 7 ounces of pouring medium, 5, 6, 7, okay. Just realizing this camera isn't on. Fun. Okay, 7 ounces of pouring medium. Put the cap back on there. Alright, about 4 ounces of black paint. 3 and 4. Okay, about 4 ounces there. And then, because my first batch was too gloopy, we add 2 ounces of water. There we go. And that's it. And we take our handy dandy stirring stick. It's like a regular stick, except, you know, you stir things with it. Turn off our scale, because who cares about numbers now? And then, got a good mixing. Water tends to be up at the top, so really got to mix that up to make sure it gets all the way through there to the bottom. That's a mistake I made earlier, was all the heavy stuff was at the bottom of the cup. It's causing all this gloopy whatever, and then when it got down to the bottom, it just because of all the water. So, enjoy my sound effects, by the way. Enjoy my sound effects. Those come free. Okay, and take what's little left from our old cup, pour it in there. And we go like this, like we're some kind of mad scientist. And after about the third pour, you're just playing at that point, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of messing around. But, alright, back to business. Here we go. And I think the heavier the cup, the more momentum you get. I'm not going to fill that up all the way, actually. I'm just going to, oops, almost did something stupid there. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, here we go. Nice. Perfect. The trick is to catch it while it's off the thing. So, it looks like it's about to go. I will catch it. Plug it with my finger. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of paint doing this, but this medium was mostly water, so yeah, I feel like it's mostly okay. And I mean, I know that looks like a lot of paint, but actually, before I poured it in, the cup was like here, and now it's here. So, it's like actually not that much. I'm having fun. I don't know about you, I'm having fun. Goofing off. This is what all the pro artists do, by the way. They don't just have these awesome ideas. They just kind of come to them. No, they're goofing off like 90% of the time. Alright, here we go. I'd like to say after doing this so many times that I've got this down to a science, but that would be a lie. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Okay. Might have done that one in too wide of a circle. It's just doing big circles on this one. Okay. See? Not science. Not science. Okay. Oops, got a weird little hoot there. Didn't catch that one quite as well as maybe I should have. You know, whatever, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Pour that back now. Seal that bad boy up, and then we're good. Wham, okay. Okay. Hey, look at my hands. Look at my hands, ridiculous. Roll too many of these things, Willie Nelson shows up. Anyway. I'm going to cut that part out. I'm not going to tell that joke. All part of the process. I'm a professional, probably. You know, who knows. Okay, here we go. Second to last one. Maybe I should try something different with this one. I don't know. I'm not sure what that would be, though. Like, maybe next time I do this, I'll have to do, like, multiple holes in the cup, or maybe try different colors. You know, if and when I decide to do this again. This is a lot of effort for, you know, just a handful of things. It's fun though, Alright, so, 3, 2, 1, here we go. And, voila. Okay. I like that. So far, so good. I forgot to get a piece of tape. Alright, this is just about ready to catch. 3, 2, 1. Haha! I think I actually managed that one pretty good. Almost perfect. Okay. This will be the last one. These are my last 4 tiles. And then we will have to see how these went. You know, I don't think I've done one yet where they're all together, but I don't think that's a great idea either. I think spread out is better. So we're just going to go like this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and this is going to be the last one. So I'm going to try extra hard not to mess it up. Which probably means it's going to go horribly, but you know, let's see. Here we go. Alright. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Okay. Whoop. Close one. Close. Bah. Okay. Catch this thing. It's actually looking kind of nice. 3, 4, 5. Okay, sweet. Wham. Okay, cool. So, finished strong. Good to know. Alright, that one worked out pretty well. Cool. So here I am again, wearing a different shirt because it's the next day. So what I'm doing today is I'm putting these little cork feet on these little coasters so that they sit good on the table and don't, you know, slide around or make scratches. So I've cut out these little cork board squares using my good old box cutter, and I'm attaching them to some good old-fashioned cyanoacrylate. Okay. But here I go. And I've already done quite a few of these, and I kind of like how they're turning out, so I'm going to do the rest of them now. And finished. Alright, that's all of them. All 44 of these drink coasters. Goodness. Well, I only went through like 5 of these freaking tubes of glue, but finally got it done. Okay. And with 4 little cork squares left over. Alright, well, I'll actually say I think these turned out pretty well, but I think I might go ahead and I might, you know, put some varnish or like some fixative on there, something to protect the paint. And depending on whether or not it stopped raining, I might do that right now. So let's go. Hi. Okay, so here I am outside. It has stopped raining, at least for the moment. Here are my tiles in this box here, my coasters. This is my can of fixative. I'm gonna go ahead and lay these guys out, and then I'm gonna spray them down. Okay, so, hear that thunder? I hear that thunder. Let's go ahead and spray our fixative on there. And hopefully that'll do the trick. Okay. Yeah, so now these are all sprayed down, and I'm just gonna have to sit and wait for them to dry. Hopefully that does it. Yep, they work. Guess that means I can file this little project under S for success. Though I'm wondering, now that I know all the things not to do, what I could do if I tried this particular method again. Although, I guess we're just gonna have to wait till next time to see. In the meantime, I gotta figure out what to do with all these coasters. Oh my gosh, that's gonna have to be good. I'm gonna have to edit that somehow. Gosh. I'm filming this at like 5 in the afternoon. I'm drinking coffee. What's the matter with me? What's the matter? Oh my gosh. Blah. Okay. I should probably kill these cameras.